So to take a moment to thank the tarot for being present for this meetup tonight and for bringing us messages to help guide us through this Pisces lunar cycle. We are open to receive what we need to, and we trust what the cards have to say. So the first card that I pulled, past, present, and future, was the intention of this reading. I pulled a card in reverse, the Two of Coins. And I'm actually pulling these cards from the Salvador Dali Tarot. So they're really funky. And the reason that I did that is Pisces is known to be the cosmic artist. So I wanted to bring in a really artistic deck to read from. And anytime we have coins or pentacles, we're dealing with fortune, wealth, abundance, joy, solar plexus energy. But when we pull the Two of Coins in reverse, this is telling us that we've been given an opportunity, but maybe we're resistant to it. Like we need to step into the change, but we're afraid to. We need to embrace courage to dive into the unknown, but there's some hesitancy to put our toes into the water. And right now we're on a change of energy. We're shifting out of winter into summer or into spring, into more light. Notice this card, we have kind of this shrieking winter or blue and white, and surrounding it is the red and the orange. So there's this increasing solar energy right now. Winter is going away, and with that we feel the urge to change. We feel the need to change. But also in the cosmos, we have a bunch of energy moving into Aries, including a total solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th. Now, this is pulled as the past card, but I believe it's letting us know, that winter is moving more and more into the past, and spring and summer are on the horizon. So we have to pay attention to what's ahead and be able to embrace these changes when they come along and not be so stubborn about that or not have so much resistance. And notice the dragon, all of this fire is coming out of this green dragon's mouth right here. And we did just move into the year of the wood dragon in Chinese New Year, and with the previous new moon, with the Aquarius new moon. So I do believe with this being our past card, it is telling us that it is time to take action towards our dreams. It's time to ground into the reality of our dreams, start actually moving towards a life that embraces those dreams, and really trust in the unknown and take that journey and not be so hesitant to take this opportunity that's coming along. We are being blessed right now. And if you remember from our previous readings, we have been told, it has been predicted that we were going to come into the network of people that we need, the information that we need, the wisdom, the teachers, the gurus that we need, the resources that we need, the messages from our guides, our ancestors, from our intuition. We were going to start receiving everything we needed in order to have that more fruitful, abundant life revolving around our dreams and intentions and desires. So here it is. We are here now, and it's time to embrace the energy, trust into it, dive into the unknown. Remember, this is a Pisces new moon. Pisces is ruled by the ocean, which is still yet to be fully explored. And so we have to dive into this unknown energy. We have to trust that there's going to be mass creation out of it, mass discovery, mass aha and insight moments. But we have to take that first step in order to receive everything that's already being given to us. Now for the present card, I pulled the Ten of Swords. And this is a really interesting card out of the Dali Tarot deck, because this is the fall of Julius Caesar on this card. And you see all of these swords, but also there's these three birds flying overhead. And this can be symbolic of liberation and freedom. The fall of Caesar wasn't such a bad thing. We were eliminating a mass influence on the people that maybe wasn't so positive. This card can also symbolize the letting go of a leader, a mentor, a teacher, a guru, an influencer of some sort. Being the present right now, I believe that this card is telling us that it is time to maybe venture out on our own a little bit more, or maybe we need to become the teacher, the guru, the master, the influencer. We no longer need to receive guidance and receive help from somebody else, receive teachings from somebody else. Now, I do believe that our life, me and Ma talked about this in our moon circle on Saturday night, that, Earth is school. This is Earth life school here, and we were put on this planet to learn lessons. But I also don't believe that healing and learning our lessons is our entire purpose in life. I believe that our purpose in life on this planet is to experience joy, to feel free of being tied down to these obligations that keep us out of our joy. We are meant to be happy. We are meant to be free. We are meant to live this life in pleasure, in a la dolce vita sort of aspect. And so if we can't have la dolce vita, then, we need to separate from whatever is keeping us from that right now. So the Ten of Swords is telling us, hey, we might need to venture out on our own, but remember that there will be a time that we need to return to learning again, to being guided again, to being handled again. It's not like we can always venture out on our own. There is a time for it, and there's a time to be led as well. But for now, in the present moment, it is time to start ruling our life without more dependency and attachment on others. We need to have a relationship with ourselves first, and then venture out to having others help us. So the interesting thing about this card being pulled right now as well is because Saturn, the planet of life lessons, kind of our daddy planet, father planet, is currently combust with the sun until March 18th. Now that means that, this planet that normally plays into our karmic path and decides where we need to go and kind of plays into divine intervention does not have a lot of power right now. And it's more muted. And so we are setting forth our karma right now. The actions we take, the behavior we have, the way we respond, everything we dive into will have mass karmic repercussions on the other side, but we are really fully in control of it right now. Like, we have learned the lessons we've needed to learn. We've been guided in a certain way. We've been given the knowledge and the wisdom. And now it's time for us to just go out on our own, live our life. And however we behave right now, there will be karmic stuff on the other side. So take a break from all the learning. Take a break from being dependent on somebody else to tell you what to think, how to think, what to do, where to go, and just give it to yourself. Be your own guide. Listen to your internal systems. Turn on your intuition. Pisces energy is all about intuition, listening to ourselves, paying attention to ourselves. So we want to make sure that we are tapping into those internal voices and letting go of all of these outer voices that might, program us or influence us to think, feel, or be in a certain way. Now, for our future card, we got the Magician, and we have Dolly himself here sitting at this table, or standing at this table, and there's wine and fruit and a scroll and a melting clock, of course, and all of this is symbolic. This wine and this fruit is telling us that we can seize the fruit of life, the sweetness of life, la dolce vita. We have the ability to create a life full of joy and pleasure. And the scroll on here tells us that time doesn't really matter, that we can literally manifest this in a moment's notice. And if I could ever be living proof of that right now, by the previous new moon, I was not in this position that I'm in. And now here I am in this next lunar cycle in this amazing job opportunity. I don't even want to call it a job. This is a career shift for me in my professional life. I am having so much magic happen. I am literally manifesting the professional life of my dreams, the life of my dreams, the home life of my dreams. I mean, everything is playing out, and it happened so swiftly, so quickly, so spontaneously, so unexpectedly. And I had to just embrace the unknown and be courageous and just go, okay, I'm diving in. And saying yes has been the most magical thing. So just trust that if you start leaning towards a life of joy, a life you love, a life of pleasure, time will not matter when it comes to attracting more of that and creating more of that life. And that's also why we have this melting clock here. Or I'm sorry, the melting clock is standing for time not being relevant or mattering. The scroll is representing the steps that you need to take. So remember, you have to dive in to the unknown journey. You have to let go of old things. You have to create space in order to receive the magic. Now you also need to be open and patient. Notice all this blue in the background. This is telling us to be open to the messages that come through, to be patient with time, to really let our limits be removed and our glass ceilings be removed. I mean, this thing is bursting through a glass ceiling as well. We're going to start removing limitations. We're going to get rid of impatience. We're not going to worry about the hows, the wins, the whats. We're just going to live in our joy, keep taking steps towards our dreams, and trust in our magic. And pretty soon, it's going to come to fruition. This magical life that you are trying to create in your future. Really awesome reading for this dreamy Pisces new moon, because this isn't your typical dreamy, nonchalant, lackadaisical moon. There's actually a lot of fire with this moon. In Vedic astrology, this moon is represented by cremation energy. There's kind of this catalyst for both endings and beginnings happening right now. And when we reach the next lunar cycle and eclipse season, there is going to be mass quick change happening, and we have to be ready for it. So take advantage of the messages that have come through with these cards, meditate on it, resonate with it, sit with it, and let them guide you throughout the next 3 to 4 weeks.